going? How will I get there? I let Spirit carry me there. I let Spirit carry me there. Where am I going? How will I get there? I let Spirit carry me there. I let Spirit carry me there. It's gonna take faith. It's gonna take courage. It's gonna take trust. It's gonna take love in humankind. Where am I going? How will I get there? I let Spirit carry me there. I let Spirit carry me there. Where am I going? How will I get there? I let Spirit carry me there. I let Spirit carry me there. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Orlando. Our opening statement this morning is, God is my help in every need, and I am provided for abundantly. Let's all affirm that together. God is my help in every need, and I am provided for abundantly. All right, let's all close our eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Let's affirm that together in the silence.
Welcome. Good morning. We're really glad you're here. And welcome to you at home as well. As I look around, I see very familiar faces. No new ones here, right? If you're new joining us at home, welcome. We're very glad that you've joined us today. My name is Reverend Ronnie Kinney. I'm your assistant minister here and your platform person this morning. Let's see, we've got some announcements. Yay. Last chance to sign up for Reverend Yohani's 8-week teleconference course, Spiritual Awakening, which begins at 7 o'clock this Wednesday, June 17th in English, and Thursday, June 18th in Spanish. Flyers are in the foyer for those of you that are here, and you can also check out our link on the website for more information, unityorlando.org. It's important that you register and order your material because class starts this Wednesday and Thursday. It's a great opportunity for real spiritual growth. Reminder that Wednesdays at 4:30 on Facebook, Susan Francis and I do a live prayer and meditation time. So we'd love to have you join us. And if you can't be there at 4:30, it's posted on Facebook, and it's also posted later on our website. So those Wednesdays at 4:30. Curtis Coaxum, one of our board members and longstanding people, is spearheading a food drive to collect canned goods and other non-perishables for the Second Harvest Food Bank. So you can bring the items with you to church on the next 4 Sundays, or you can call Curtis, or if you just want to drop them by, if you don't want to come in for service, that would be great too. You can bring him for the next 4 weeks, and his number's on the flyer in the foyer, or if you need to, call the office for more information. This is a small way that we can help those that are in need right now. And for those of you that are watching from home, the lesson notes are back up on our website, unityorlando.org, on the services pages. So that helps you follow along, or it refreshes your memory. Tap on the picture that says lesson notes, and you will be able to see them and save them. And if you'd like a call from a prayer chaplain, Reverend Bob, or myself, please call the office and leave a message, and we will be glad to return your call and pray with you then. Reverend Bob's lesson this morning is Pursuing Harmony. But before he comes up, we're going to sing our first special. We'll turn it back over to Brian.
All right. This song is called Dream Sailor. Dream Sailor. I had to write this song because it's been so long since I've seen you in a dream. We were sailing along in a vessel strong, and you handed me the wheel, and I steered us around the storm, and you cleared the skies and filled me warm, and I live in all your glory now, in a world of love and bliss. Now I shine your light in the world to see, in a world in harmony, in a world in harmony. So I wrote this song because it's been so long since I've been in a dream with you. As we reach the shore of happiness, in a world of love and more, in a world of love and more, and I live in all your glory now, in a world of love and in a world of love and bliss. Now I shine your light in the world to see, in a world in harmony, in a world in harmony, in a world in harmony.
Oh, that was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you all.
Sunset from last night up on the screen. Yeah, there
Up
it
on
is.
the screen.
That was last night.
Really?
Yeah, art by God.
Wow. Well, I'd say you really did capture it. A world of harmony. Boy, it's good to be back with you. Good to be back with you, too. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of you out there, and there's a bunch of you right in there. I was gone last week. I was celebrating, get this, I'm celebrating Bob version 7.0. Okay? We're just new versions of ourselves as we move on. That's what's going on. Okay. Excuse me. Pursuing harmony. You know, when we moved a couple of talks around, I decided, okay, this is the one that needs to be happening now. We need to talk about harmony. You see, harmony is one of those qualities that keeps us very close to God. Without it, we just drift further and further away into separation. Harmony's all about oneness. And all goodness is about harmony. It centers around harmony. So, if you've ever heard me talk about the kingdom of heaven, and we talk about trying to live in the kingdom of heaven in the earth. If you've heard me talk about the kingdom of heaven, I'll often say, in the kingdom of heaven, or harmony. Because that's what heaven in the earth is all about. It's about being in harmony with each other. It's about being in harmony with nature. It's about being in harmony with everything. The things we like and the things we don't like. I'm just plain in harmony with life. So, lately, it seems like we've been losing our harmony. Worldwide and individually, right where we are, whether we're sitting here or whether we're sitting at home. Are you feeling that harmony the way you used to? You know, COVID-19 has been real hard on us. And right now, I think we need to reclaim our harmony. So, if you've noticed, with all that's been going on, tempers are short, tolerance is sometimes missing, and fear has gotten highlighted. My favorite headline over the last couple of weeks I go on the computer and immediately it fires up to whatever news is happening of the day. I've got it set that way for some reason. But my favorite headline, I'll often go through just to see what's happening. My favorite headline read, "COVID is not over, but Americans are over COVID." I thought that said it all. That absolutely said it all. This has been really hard. I mean, I was listening to another radio program they had a scientist on there who's trying to explain that social gathering and touch are hardwired into the human brain. And so, in a very real sense, we have an entire mass of people. We have humanity, we have society. And we're all going through this drug withdrawal at the moment. This sense of isolation. I'm isolated. I'm out here on my own. I'm in my own little cubicle and I'm afraid to go out. And it doesn't feel good. And I get that. I'm particularly worried about the singles who do not have what I call an isolation buddy. Okay? If you're going to be isolated, you want to have an isolation buddy. You want to find a friend, someone where you can get together, take the mask off, and even touch. If it's just a simple hug or a handshake. You have to choose someone that you think is as safe as you are. Okay, so we're never entirely sure. But nothing about life is entirely sure. But I am going to suggest find someone you trust and at least have an isolation buddy. Because being in solitary confinement is one of the worst things we can do, at least according to the prison system. So let's break out a little bit. Right now, it's not just worries about our health that are assailing society. We closed the whole world down. I don't know that that's ever been done before. So, what are we observing? Loss of jobs like we haven't seen since the Great Depression. At its peak, it was more than the Depression provided. And now we say they're coming back, and they are coming back. But unfortunately, not all of them. And some of them just aren't coming back right away. So we have this weird sense of unrest, and we've only just maybe begun to see the economic impact. The economic impact. Let's get that straight. We have very good economists say it'll be 18 months before we really get things back to normal. Now, what I find disturbing is that Wall Street is convinced it's already back to full-fledged. We're back right up where we were, and it's ready to go on ahead of time. And I'm well aware there's almost a rule that when there's this huge disconnect between Wall Street and Main Street, eventually they've got to come together. Now, I hope Wall Street is right. And Main Street's going to rise very, very fast. But if not, we're going to see the other happen. So, once again, there's a lot of uncertainty out there in our world right now. And you said, aren't you supposed to be trying to make me feel better? Well, first I want to get the problem across. The problem is fear is heightened. The problem is not what's happening in our world. We will deal with it. The problem is fear is heightened. Now, that's just COVID. Let's address some of the rest that's going on. Social unrest, and maybe that's because fear is heightened that it's gotten so difficult now. Social unrest and demonstrations against police brutality resulting from the death of George Floyd. You know, a lot of people are really upset right now. And unfortunately, they're sinking into this statement that I keep hearing. There's been no progress. I'm sorry, but that's not true. There has been progress. We aren't where we should be. We aren't where we want to be. But there has been progress. I mean, just look at what's going on. Whole police departments across the country backing the protesters' point of view. And there's a national conversation going on right now that may have more teeth than it's ever had before. Only time will tell. But don't revert into the pessimism that says there's been no progress. There is progress. It's going slow, but we're heading in the right direction. We're going to keep going that way. And we need people to know that right now. There's a statement that says, don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. We're making progress. It's good. It's slow, so it ain't perfect. So, let's add it all together. Isolation, massive job loss, continuing social injustice. They've all created a consciousness of fear and unrest for everyone. And that right now is the enemy. If we understand the enemy, we know how to win this war. And in the end, it's really a war with ourselves. There's an overwhelming feeling that we need to change our world right now. I don't care whether you're into global warming or social injustice or how society deals with health issues. There is a feeling we need to change things. And there are outer movements that are going on all over the place. They all have their place. But I got to tell you, an outer movement without true inner concentration on harmony will never create lasting change for good. That comes from inside out, not from outside in. Charles Fillmore said in Atom Smashing Power of Mind, we must not anticipate better social and economic conditions until we have better men and women to institute and sustain those conditions. I'm sorry, that places the responsibility firmly inside of each and every one of us. You want to change the world? You start by changing yourself. You say, no, I'm good. No, change yourself. Lead. The world is never badgered into change. It must be led. I learned that a long time ago when trying to deal with 3 kids in the back seat of a Toyota when Toyotas were tiny cars. This was a long time ago. And my wife and I had 3 kids in the back, and if you've ever had 3 kids, I think you know what my experience was. They are hitting each other. They are, rowdy. They're jumping around. They are just plain in total turmoil the whole time I'm trying to drive someplace. So I'm an old school disciplinarian. I know how to handle this. I yell in my mean voice, and I yell loud, and they shut up for maybe 2 minutes. And then it's going again. So then I yell in a meaner, stronger, and louder voice. And they shut up again. For 1 minute this time. And then they're going again, and now I have got my meanest, most vile sounding voice. And the loudest I can muster. And this time I get them to shut up and cooperate for 30 seconds. And I think I just blew it all. I got nothing. I can't go any further than this. I can't get any meaner, and I can't get any louder. I'm not getting there. And suddenly I had this epiphany, and I thought, well, maybe I ought to go in an entirely different direction. And I turned to Annette, my wife at the time, and I said, let's sing our Sufi songs. We were into Sufism. I said, let's sing zikr. And it was a soft little song that is a prayer song, a very strong prayer. And yet we would use it to calm ourselves down, to feel that peace in the world around us. Okay? And so we started. La ilaha illallah. Allahu. Yeah, it's not in English. La ilaha illallahu. La ilaha illallahu. La ilaha illallah. Allahu. Can you feel that? For me, there's a feeling of harmony that goes with that. I'm not a Sufi anymore. I do other things now. But that carried that energy. So we started singing this with the kids going crazy in the back seat. And we just created our bubble in the front seat of we are harmonious, we are calm, we're together, we're happy with things. And I swear within 2 or 3 minutes, that back seat went quiet and harmonious. And all the yelling in the world had not gotten us there. That's how you change the world. Not just the back seat. You got to change yourself. You can't say, be peaceful. It just doesn't work. You've got to feel the harmony from within. Then whatever you're doing, whether you're demonstrating or whether you're not, you are expressing this sense of harmony. You're leading consciousness where you want it to go. You are, according to one of Jesus' parables, the leaven. The parable of the leaven in Matthew 13:33, Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven, and I'm going to add, or harmony, is like the leaven, which a woman took and buried in 3 measures of flour until it was all leavened. Okay? Do you get it? Just a little bit of leaven is put throughout all this meal, you might say, and it causes the whole loaf to rise. The kingdom of heaven is like the leaven. Harmony is like the leaven. It will cause everything to rise. And no matter what your opinion is on what outer actions have to happen, there's lots of varying opinions out there. No matter what your opinion on what outer actions need to be taken. What the world needs most right now is leaven, that which will lift consciousness. And quite frankly, it's up to us to create bubbles of harmony that will lift the whole loaf. Can you turn your life into a bubble of harmony? You can create a wonderful bubble of harmony in your life right in the midst of all the discord. And if you do, you're the leaven in the middle of the loaf. You're giving the world what it needs most. You're helping it to change from inside out. You change human consciousness by changing Bob 7.0. Got it? I'm a new version of myself. I need to try to make it a better version of myself. And that's true for every single one of us. So, how do you become a bubble of harmony or leaven that lifts your life? Because you will. Harmony will lift your life, but also lifts humanity. Well, number one is to conquer your fear. I don't care whether it's the pandemic, social injustice, natural disasters, financial failure, or fear of loss of any kind. If you allow fear and anger to fill your consciousness, you are not helping. You're actually making things worse. Let's get beyond this fear and start remembering God is here with me and all is well. It doesn't look all is well, but I know that Spirit's moving in these situations and all is well. So how do you leave your fear behind? Well, praise the light rather than rail against the darkness. You know, we really like railing against the darkness. We really like being angry with what's wrong. But there's always something wrong, and there's always something right. Where are you going to put your energy? We need to be on the side of rightness. And the only way to do that is to praise what is good. Don't obsess on the bad. That only gives it more energy. Praise the good. Then take it a step further and remember you are a spiritual being. And meet your fear as a spiritual being. Yes, this disease can kill me. Yes, social injustice can put my life in jeopardy. Yes, a hurricane can sweep away my house. But in the end, I need to not cower in fear because I am a spiritual being. I can handle whatever life throws my way. And in the end, I can't be killed. My body can be left behind, but I am a spiritual being, and my loved ones are spiritual beings. And just as I know Spirit is moving in my life, I know Spirit is moving in their lives. As it says in 1 John 4:4, that which is in you is greater than that which is in the world. Never forget that. Number 2, harmonize your inner thought world. What do I mean? Well, work to consciously turn away from thought violence. Now, most of us are not violent people. We would not do anything violent. But most of us have considered that if we could just kill a few people out there, we could make the world a better place. And we then turn around and say, but I didn't do it. I only thought it. Of course, Jesus said, if you've thought a thing, you've already done it. Killjoy. I'm sorry. The point is, we let a lot of violence, anger, loose in our minds. And we need to turn away on that level the same way we do in our outer behavior. In Matthew 5:25, Jesus said, try to get reconciled with your accuser promptly while you are going on the road with him. For your accuser might surrender you to the judge, and the judge would commit you to the jailer, and you would be cast into prison. And you're saying, what on earth is he talking about? I thought we were supposed to pray and get beyond all this stuff. Yeah, well, he is talking about that. What he's saying is, get back into harmony as quickly as you can so that you are flowing with Spirit in your life, and you've got some assistance. If you are out of harmony, God is at a distance. You've lost your support. You're on your own. And when you're on your own, the world is pretty threatening. The judge will send you to the jailer, and the jailer will put you in prison. You are basically up against the outer world on your own. Don't do it. He says, how did he say? Get reconciled with your accuser promptly. And right now, half the world is accusing you of something. Let's just be in harmony with life. You know, we want to be in harmony with the ones who think the same way we do, and in discord with those who don't. You got to be in harmony with everyone, with the whole world. How do you get there? Well, first off, you turn away from, harmonize your inner thought world. The first thing is to turn away from violence. But there's always two sides. One is turn away from what you want to turn away from, but put your attention on what you want to have in your life. So start declaring harmony, feeling harmony, dwelling in harmony, joy, love, and appreciation of goodness. Obsess on that stuff. So you become that bubble of harmony in human consciousness. So you become the leaven. Coming in, I try to work with this stuff a little bit on the way in so I'm in the right place. And, one of the things I did on the way in was I'm saying I am in harmony with the traffic. I'm in harmony with traffic lights. And my God, we were having I got through every one until I got to the final one, and it was going to make me wait quite a while. And I realized, announce the test, I'm still in harmony with the traffic lights, even when they're holding me up a little bit. Can you do that? I'm in harmony. Declaring it. Just declaring harmony creates a vibration. It creates a feeling inside of you that changes the way you encounter your life. Wow. Harmony is one of the most dynamic qualities you can work with. Just by declaring it, things start to change. Number 3 gets a little more demanding. Declare harmony with whatever you must go through in life. Whether it's COVID, shutting down the economy of the country, politics, social injustice, or just the challenges that are coming up. I mean, my big challenge last week was that I took my riding tractor lawnmower and I hit a root. And then that which should have been straight become L-shaped. Now, changing a blade should have been an easy thing. But it was, well, I'd not changed the blades since I got the mower a year or two ago. And let's say it was not easy. Let's say that when I ordered it off the web, they sent me the wrong one. I couldn't get the old ones off. I had to get help from my neighbor and then my son. But guess what? It finally worked out. Well, I still have to get the right blade in now, but at least I've got the old ones off. Sometimes it's these little things that go wrong in our life that start controlling us. And we have to realize, hey, I'm in harmony with it all. If I got to go through this, I'm going to go through it. And I'm still going to keep my harmony. My sense of being in harmony with life. I'm not going to forfeit it to a stupid lawnmower blade. Say to yourself, no matter what you're going through, there's a lesson to learn here. There's beauty to find here. And some good has got to come out of this, at least eventually. What I'm suggesting is that we need to be in that bubble of harmony no matter how badly the world is behaving around us. And the fourth point is feel harmony with nature. We've started storm season. And with global warming, it seems that all the natural disasters are getting worse and worse. And sometimes it seems like, nature's got us in her sights. You need to know nature is your friend. It has some pretty powerful forces. And there are some things we're going to have to deal with, but we got to turn away from fear, and we definitely have to turn away from making the natural forces of our world the enemy. Nature is my friend. I remember years ago that when Lindsay was small and we had a mini horse down in the lower pasture, and in the middle of the night there were tornadoes. I didn't realize there were tornadoes. I just knew there was a bad storm. But I had this feeling. I said, nature is my friend, but it feels pretty wild out there. I hope nature knows I'm in here. So I thought, I think I'll go out where nature can see me. Now that's a dumb thought. But I went down. Punky's in the middle of the pasture, and that ain't like him. So I went out and got him and brought him back in under. And Punky and I stood there in the stable and watched that storm. Saw the blue lightning, which basically means we were looking through a tornado. Okay. Now, Karen woke up in the middle of the night. All the lights were on. The TV was on, and I wasn't there. And when I got back, I was reamed. But I'm down there saying, nature is my friend. In the middle of a tornado. Yeah. The world is our host. Sometimes we think we have to beat the world into dominion. And actually, we need to be the grateful guests of this planet. We need to be in harmony with the natural forces. Okay, I better get to number 5. Strive to feel harmony with humanity. And it has those 3 words at the end, all of it. This may be the hardest. Who was the person who said, I love God, it's just people I can't stand? You can't hate people and love God. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. So, feel harmony with all of humanity. Those who think like you do, and those who don't. We're all in this together. So, what did Jesus teach? Well, last week, Ronnie talked about forgiving our debtors. Those who believe that we believe are destroying our world. What was Jesus' approach? Forgive and move forward. Forgive and move forward. Non-resistance. Do not meet evil with evil. Do not resist. Rather, love and go forward. Take it to higher ground. Okay. So maybe we need to declare our oneness with all humanity, not just we're the good guys and you all need to die. That's a fair amount of violence in the thought world. Can you feel your oneness with everyone everywhere? With China, with Russia, with Iran. Then we'll go for the easier ones like Canada and England and Mexico and, people who we actually normally get along with. Can you declare your oneness with all humanity? And on an individual level, you say, well, I can love humanity, I just don't like the people around me. We got a problem here. Because the way you love humanity is by loving the people around you. It's time to connect as deeply as you can on an individual level with the people around you. It's time to love and support someone. And that's how we lead humanity forward onto higher ground. What the world needs most right now is leaven. And my challenge to you is to turn your life and your consciousness into a bubble of harmony. A bubble of harmony. A bubble that will be the means for creating a world uplifted on wings of spirit. An earth. What, Earth 10.0? A higher expression of itself. A world uplifted on wings of spirit. That is the goal. And whether you know it or not, what's going on inside of you, is the means by which that can happen. So let's take a moment to relax and to center ourselves in meditation. Take a deep breath and sigh it out. Peace. Be still. Let the outer world fall away. Peace. Be still. We can only have peace in the world around us if we can first find it within. peace. Be still. And in the stillness, affirm your harmony. I am in harmony with all life. I'm in harmony with the people I love. I'm in harmony with where I live. I'm in harmony with what I am doing with my life. And I am in harmony with all those around me. I feel my harmony with those who share the way I see things. But for this moment, I realize how fleeting this world is. And I can be in harmony with even those who see things differently. We're all here together. I have compassion for those I feel are led astray. I have love for those I admire. And I am in harmony with all of them. I am in harmony with humanity in this weird teenage stage that we find ourselves, where rebellion is everywhere and humanity seems at times to be rambunctious, violent, and like they'll never get it together. But I lovingly know that every teenager grows up. And humanity is right now in the process of maturing. Though the process seems to go slower than I'd like, I am in harmony with the goals of my soul. My soul, I know deep within, has been lifting human consciousness from the moment I entered this life, doing its work on higher levels, trying to be the leaven. And I want to join that project. So I'm willing to know that God is in charge. And I am a harmonious part of human evolution. We are all rising together. There are times when it may not seem that way, but deep down inside we know we're all rising together. And I am even in harmony with the planet. I feel the strength of the earth under my feet. I feel the energy in the wind. And the timeless beauty of the sky. And all the life that crawls upon this planet. I am in harmony with it all. And my deepest desire is to live my life in this sense of harmony. Thank you, God, for life. Thank you for my life. Thank you for the world we share. Thank you for your presence, everywhere present, even in what sometimes seems like the darkness. We see the light, and we know that all is well. Amen. And if the usher will come forward, we're going to prepare for our offering. For those of you online, you go to the home page at the end of service and you can hit the Donate Now button, which will take you to where you can use a credit card with PayPal, or you pull our physical address off and you send us a check in the mail. Thank you. You have been keeping us alive. We are extremely grateful for your support through this most interesting period. And quite frankly, yes, we're meeting and we're at home, but it ain't over till everyone feels safe to come back. And even then, we're going to continue the online broadcast for those who can't make it, or at a distance, or can't make for some other reason. So here, let's bless our offering. Everyone, those here, those at home, it is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. Amen.
This is a song you may know from way back when, and we invite you to sing with us. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing with me. Perfect harmony. Perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. It's the real thing, what the world wants today. That's the way it'll stay. It's the real thing. It's the real thing. What the world was today. That's the way it'll stay. With the real thing. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand. A song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. It's the real thing, what the world wants today. That's the way it'll stay. It's the real thing. It's the real thing. in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. It's the real thing. I'd like to see the world what once was all standing hand in hand.
That's the way it'll
I'd
stay.
hear them go through
With the real
stories throughout the land.
It's the real
I'd like to build the world
What the world was today.
furnish it with love.
That's the way it'll
Grow
stay.
apple trees and honey
With the
bees
real
and snow white beyond.
It's the real
I'd like to teach the world to
What the
sing
world was
in
today.
perfect harmony.
That's the way it'll
I'd
stay.
like to hold it in my
It's the
arms
real
and
thing.
keep it company.
Ah, that was wonderful. Isn't it great to know that that song existed before it was an advertisement?
I was going to say, we can all go out for a Coke later.
No, I like it the way it stands. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all. And yes, the one who led, Carol. Let's see, where are we? I've got notes to tell me how we finish this up. Yes, we are open, by the way. There are people sitting out here, some wearing masks, some not. Totally up to you. I have mine. I'll put mine on as I leave the podium. And there's plenty of social distancing space, so feel comfortable in coming back if you wish. Otherwise, we're happy to have you at home. Just thank you for supporting us. Here we go. Where are we? Next Sunday. Guess what? I'm going to be here again. For Father's Day, my title will be Hearing Our Warnings, Asking for Help. Okay? So let's have everybody rise, and we're going to hold our hands up in the air and just radiate peace out to all the world as we sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and let it begin with me.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. And as always, the band's going to cut loose after I get off the podium. It's all yours.